Okay, welcome back. We just got done going through simplifying expressions, adding or combining like terms. We're gonna touch on the distributive property for a few minutes now. The distributive property, if you remember, distribute means to share evenly between all the terms. So this section, we're going to need to remember our multiplying and dividing rules. It says expand the following expressions by distributing. All we're going to do is expand them. We're not going to add or subtract. We're not going to solve. We're just going to practice distribution. So remember that I take my 3, I have to share it with 5. So I get 3 times 5. There's mathematics, here we go. Plus, then I share the 3 with the 2. So I take 3 times 2, which is 15 plus 6. So number 2, same thing. Share the 7 with the 9 to get 7 times 9 plus, we have to keep a plus sign because there's a plus sign right there in the middle. 7 times 1. Then if we multiply it out, we get 63 plus 7. So we're just worried about distributing. All right, number 3, that one's a little bit different. Let's look at it. I take negative 4 times 5. My sign in the middle is subtraction. So I'm going to leave it subtraction between them. Woo, dropping my pens. There we go. Then negative 4 times 6. So I'm going to put in parentheses because I have a minus and negative. It gets a little confusing. Negative 4 times 6. Then I'm just going to go ahead and multiply them out. I get negative 4 times 5 is negative 20 minus negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. But if we remember our addition and subtraction rules, when we subtract a negative, it's the same as adding a positive. So I can turn those into plus signs, and I get negative 20 plus 24. So just practice distributing on your own. Do 4, 5, and 6. Pause the video, check back with the video, see if you got your answers right. If you have questions, raise your hand and I'll come talk to you. All right, so number 4, we have 12 times 4. Minus, because we have subtraction right here, we got to keep the same sign. Minus 12 times 9. And I get 48 minus 108. Number 5, negative 7 times 2. Plus, in parentheses, negative 7, because I have a plus and a negative, it gets kind of confusing. So I gotta make sure that I know that the negative belongs to the 7, plus 7 times 6, and that equals negative 14 plus negative 42. Last one, 6, I share the 2 with the 10. I get 2 times 10. My sign, my operation in the middle is subtraction, so I'm going to subtract. Keep it the same. Oops. There we go. Then I have to do 2 times 13. And I get 20 minus 26. So we're not trying to solve them right now, we're just expanding. All right, so distributing to variables is much like this. They're very similar. So expand the following expressions by distributing. I'll straighten it up a little bit. I just share the number that's being multiplied by the quantity. So I have 2 times x my sign in the middle is adding, so I'm going to continue with that pattern, adding, plus, then I take 2 times y. Now remember, wrong color, there we go, that if I have 2 times x, I can just say 2x. And if I have 2 times y, I can just say 2y. So it turns into 2x plus 2y. So number 2, 7 times n, I distribute the 7 to the n. My operation in the middle is subtracting this time, so minus, then I take 7 times 3. Then I'm going to go ahead and expand that further. I'm going to solve them. 7 times n is just 7n minus 7 times 3 is 21. I'll give you a second to catch up if you're writing it along with me. So 11 times the quantity k plus 5. I take 11 times k. I sign in the middle, addition. Then I take 11 times 5. 11 times k is just 11k. Plus 11 times 5 is 55. I'll do the rest of them with you because some of these are a little tricky. They're kind of newer. So number 5, distributing this -3 to -4a, just like we can combine terms by adding their numerical coefficients, we can multiply their coefficients together. So we're going to take -3 times -4a. My sign in the middle of my quantity is plus, I'm adding, plus, switch colors, -3 times 1. Then if I do the multiplication, I get -3 times -4 is positive 12a, plus -3 times 1 is -3. So number 6, I take 9 times 8, share the 9, distribute the 9 to the 8. My sign in the middle is plus, so I'm going to leave it that way, plus, distribute the 9 to the 6y, so 9 times 6y. So 9 times 8 is 72. Plus 9 times 6y, we're just going to take 9 times 6, the coefficients together, and get 54y. I'll box these ones. It's a little confusing over here. So number 7 is negative the quantity 7 minus 5f. So when we have a negative in front of a quantity, this is saying the same as negative 1 times 7 minus 5f. That's the same thing, they're equivalent. So then I distribute the negative 1, the whole negative 1, don't forget the negative, to 7. I get negative, I get negative 1 times 7. My sign in the middle is subtraction, so I'm going to keep that the same, minus. I'm going to take negative 1 times 5, specifically 5f. When I multiply that out, I get negative 7 minus negative 1 times 5f is negative 5f. But remembering keep, change, change, I know that this, I can change these to adding a positive, get negative 7 plus 5f as my final answer. Alright, this next section, we're going to do a few of them together, then I want you to try the rest on your own. We will do one, what did I do earlier? 2, and how about 7 together, then you'll do the rest on your own. So, number 1 is like the other page, the other side, where we're grouping like terms. We're going to find what our like terms are. I have H and H, 9 and 4. So I'm going to rewrite that. Is H plus 9 plus 4. I put my parentheses around them. H plus H is 2H plus 9 plus 4 is 13. So I get 2H plus 13. This one, number 2, we have to distribute this first. So I'm going to take 2 times 4y plus 2 times 3. And then I'm going to leave the rest of the expression alone. Nothing about it is changing yet. So then I go ahead and multiply these out. 2 times 4y is 8y, plus 2 times 3 is 6. Then the rest of it stayed the same. So I distributed and distributed fully. Now I'm going to go back and find my like terms. I have 8y and 11y. I have 6 and minus 5. So I'm going to rewrite that as 8y plus 11y plus 6 minus 5. I can write parentheses around it. 8y plus 11y is 19y plus 6 minus 5 is 1. 19y plus 1. All right, you're going to do the other ones on your own, but we're going to do number 7 together. So first I have to distribute this negative 5. So I share the negative 5 with the x. My sign in the middle is addition. I share the negative 5 with this 3. So that's that part. Now, I have minus 2x plus 5. If we look back at number 7 up here, where we had negative the quantity 7 minus 5f, I can distribute that negative and turn it into adding those. So, plus, I'm going to do some brackets here so it doesn't get too messy. It's going to be a little bit messy, but that's fine. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x, plus, because the sign in the middle is a plus, negative 1 times 5, right, then I'm going to distribute and fully distribute. So I take negative 5 times x is negative 5x plus negative 5 times 3 is negative 15 plus this negative 2x, then plus negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. I'm going to go ahead and start doing it down here. You can try number 8 on your own. So then I'm going to group like terms. I have a negative 5x and a minus 2x. I have plus negative 15 and plus negative 5. So we're going to rewrite those so they're all grouped together. Negative 5x plus negative 2x plus negative 15 plus negative 5. Negative 5x plus negative 2x equals negative 7x. Then plus negative 15 plus negative 5 is negative 20. So that is my final simplified expression. Go ahead, try the rest on your own, pause the video, come back, check and make sure that they are correct. Alright, I'm not going to talk through these because they're pretty similar to other ones we've been doing. I'm just going to write the answers real quick and work through them. So I distributed the 12. And I rearranged them to group like variables. I combined like terms. And I combined them and got 16k plus 57. Number 4, I'm going to distribute the negative first. Then I'm going to distribute the 3. Then I'm going to find like terms. Just rearranged. Now in different groups, I'm going to add negative 4m plus 3m equals negative m, negative 1m, plus 12, 6 plus 6 is 12, so I get negative m plus 12. I'm going to start by distributing. Oops, sorry, I didn't highlight those. So I have 7W, negative 9W, 12, and 30. Equals 16W plus 42. I'm going to distribute the 2. I'm going to distribute the negative over here as well. Group like terms. Equals 10G plus 12. All right. If you have any other questions, come talk to me and I'll help you out.